Flex, alive is more than the six. Fit the runner, boy, you nigga, no question. You will run a motherfucker high stepping. Hey, you never had a big enough weapon. Motherfucker never learned your lesson. I'm a 88 pack nigga. I'm a 88 pack nigga. I mean, day walker, drink blood, trains out, full moon, motherfucker, change like a hoe. I'm just a nigga from the hood trying to stack a little cheddar for the money.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Lightweight. Lightweight, baby. Drew Titan Bronx on deck. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. Smash the like button. Share the video. We're gonna have a conversation. More and more, boxing proves to us that it's a direct reflection of what the world is. It is exactly what your parents told you it was. You all heard the sayings, it's a cruel world, life isn't fair. Your parents, and as parents, your parents tried to prepare you. It's not all peaches and cream out here. Tried to warn you. You know, some of you guys have different parenting methods. Some of you guys had to discipline your kids. And, you know, it was at a point when I was younger, I'm like, man, my parents must like, you know, disciplining me. They're mean. No. When you get older, you realize, man, that was a dumb move I made. You laugh about it now. Some people take it to heart and they never admit fault. They never self-reflect, and it's everyone else's fault but their own. You gotta deal with that. And that's failed parenting too. Who prepared us for boxing? You look at the sport and you take to it and you're like, man, I like the craft. Or whether you want to train or be a trainer. Normally you start out, you know, punching a bag or going to a gym. You take a liking to it. And there's something about the sport that keeps you intrigued, and then you get excited about it. And it could be any sport. Kids are like that with soccer all around the world. They just get fascinated and infatuated with it. You know, soccer is like the biggest sport in the world. We over here in America, I mean, I told y'all the David Beckham story. I literally was in Manhattan, and I wasn't paying attention, down by 34th Street. Literally, his security must have been trash, because I literally bumped into him. And I looked down, I was like, oh, excuse me. And he smiled, and I'm looking like, you know, because he had like a small crowd around him. And I'm like, huh? The only people that knew who he was were the hot dog and pretzel vendors. Why? Because those guys are foreigners. They left their stations and ran into traffic to go, hey, Beckham. I said, who the what? And incidentally, somebody, one of the guys tapped me on the shoulder. Oh, that's him. He had I think a Calvin Klein underwear advertisement at the time. He was in his drawers on the side of Madison Square Garden. This was years ago. Advertising. I said, oh, that's homie. I said, oh, that's crazy. That's him. Who is that? And I knew the name. I said, oh, that's the soccer player dude back then. Because back then he was like man on fire. I'm like, oh, okay. Didn't care. So you get infatuated and you fall in love with a sport. And from a youth, then you say, okay, maybe I could do this. And then you're doing the amateurs, and then you might be good, or you have a friend, or and it might be all good, and you're watching this thing, and you're like, man, that's great. And then you catch the eye of these promoters. Then you got to get a manager. And then you start seeing things. You're getting coddled, and it's all good, but then, there might be somebody else that might be a little more handsome than you. He might know more people than you. And you're looking at this person like, I'm better than this dude. Matter of fact, in the amateurs, I whooped on him. I whoop him now. And there's always that guy or two or three who has anything from a neighborhood behind him, a state behind them, a country behind them. And you're sitting there like, I'm better than this guy, man. And this guy moves all the way up the ladder of success by way of politics. And you got to work hard for everything that you got, and it goes unappreciated, which is why a lot of these fighters, it would do them well to, it's more than just shutting up and fighting. It's more than that. The politics of this is enraging. And I find myself getting on this mic talking about the politics behind this thing more than anything. Most fighters could take care of it, can deal with it. Some cannot. I'll give you an example. We would have never known anything about Vernon Forrest if Shane Mosley didn't buckle down and give him his opportunity. Nobody knew that he whooped on Shane Mosley 2 times in the amateurs. By the time they fought, they were both undefeated. They had identical records, but this was Shane Mosley. 2 wins against Oscar, HBO deals. I know who Vernon Forrest was. He was a decorated amateur. And if you wanted to apply the term duck to anybody, it was him, because he was at 140 and 147. I think, no. I think he was at 147 the whole time. Floyd didn't say his name either. You see, right in our face. That guy was a legitimate threat. And when Mosley said, hey, man, okay, fine, I'm going to give him a shot. Mosley at that time in his career didn't have to do anything. He could have ducked him. And guess what? We would have never have known. Nobody was checking for Vernon. Vernon got in there and whooped on him 2 times. We said, oh, him. Now he fumbled the rock. Because it's because of him we got to know Ricardo Mayorga, but that's another conversation. But Vernon was there the whole time. He was there the whole time. God rest his soul. So life ain't fair. We know that. But I look at the public and I say, well, damn. When we call out the discrepancies, why do these guys' fan base get mad at us? Let me do this roll call real quick. Kyle Splendor, Rod Neal, Anwar Willis, Copper Aborigines, G. McCall, Armanaz. Yeah, Copper, I want to talk about that American boxing team. Because again, American fight fans, their heads are in the clouds, man. 2 decades we ain't win a ring. I mean a ring. We ain't win a medal. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Stop it. I think our last gold medalist was Andre Ward. My God. And Copper, this is what I'm talking about. Boxing is so corrupt. The Olympics wanted to dump the program. I did a live stream about that like 2 years ago. And who wants to swoop in to save the boxing program? Mauricio Suleiman? Who's really paying attention, man? Just remember, I said that. I don't trust that guy at all. And I don't care if it's an American black fighter, if they tuning up a dude and then they get in the black American fighters on a bad, if he's on the receiving end of a bad call, and that fighter's from Mexico, Argentina, anywhere where it's Latin, you already know what time it is. You already know what time it is. Right now, as we speak, on Instagram, I put this Brazilian dude on total blast. I'm gonna do a short video about it. I'm gonna wait because I'm gonna see what he has to say. I've been going back and forth with him since yesterday. But he DM'd a few hours, not DM'd. He responded a couple of hours ago. And he said, never mind, because he don't speak English. But I had to hit translate. So I started clowning him. And you know what he's doing? He's on Oshaki Foster's page. Oshaki put up a post about the robbery. The whole world saw the same fight that we saw. BFTV's in there saying still the champ. I said still the champ. This one dude, I don't know, some Brazilian dude, obviously. And he's clowning, saying champ with no belt. So I hit translate, and that's what I read. And I went in on him. I go to his page. Of course, he's some Brazilian dude, and he's training fighters. And I'm like, bro, seriously? So I clowned him for a little while. But then yesterday night, I said, bro, seriously? This is one of the biggest robberies to date. And I understand that that's your guy, but we all saw the same fight. You could keep that attitude to yourself. You could celebrate your guy Robeson winning. But we all know what we saw. That's why they ordered a rematch. But for you to take time out of your day to go to Oshaki, I don't even know why you following Oshaki. You probably don't. But you took a moment of your time to come to this brother's, and I said my brother. You come to my brother's post to troll him, and you're a trainer. Robeson winning had more to do with privilege. They don't like Robeson. They don't like him like that. They just wanted to get a loss on Oshaki's record. They've been trying to get him for like 3 fights. And they took this opportunity. And for you to take time out to go troll this brother, all he's saying is that, yo, I won the fight. And I'm when I do my short video about that, I want all black fight fans to see things like this. There's a code. Do black fight fans who support black fighters, who get a mercy call like that, do they run to these Mexican or whatever page or Ukrainian pages? Was there any Andre Ward fans running to Russian Instagram pages or YouTube pages and trolling them? I wouldn't know because I haven't been there. But you know what? That's just not what we do. We take our win and we go home. But guess what? We do it to each other, though. One Brazilian guy took his behind to Oshaki's post, and he's in there by himself. And I addressed him because I'm sick of this stuff, man. They give us what they want to give us, and we're going to like it. And we don't say anything. Man, salute to the chat, man. And yeah, Kano, you've been saying this for like 2 years now, that this was going to happen. And let me go on record to say this. I hope the sun shines on the dog's behind. Because I hope Edgar lands one. I hope Edgar lands one. No one's picking him to win this fight. I'm not. I'm telling you, though, I'm rooting for him. You could say the New York thing. What up, Terry? He gonna come out with Fat Joe and probably Chris Rivers. That's Big Pun's little his little son. His son's grown. That's Big Pun's son. Bronx, stand up. I'm rooting for Edgar out of principle. Because this is ridiculous, man. Nobody was asking for this. And this is no disrespect to Edgar. But come on, man. He earned this over David Benavidez, man? Is there a term for Latinos freezing out other Latinos? Is that a thing? Is there a Latino murderer's row? Can we start with David Benavidez? Can we go from Coco Kid to David Benavidez? Can we do that? Can we create that? This is the illest duck I've seen in a long time, man. And wow, man. Young Abel in that super chat, much love. He said, give Roy Jones his gold medal back. Bro, again, if they were gonna stop the Olympic boxing program at any point, it should have been in 1988. And we should have been like, yo, man, this was the fight that killed the Olympic boxing program. It should have been 1988. When I was sitting in the living room and we watched Roy Jones in Seoul, Korea, box that dude's face in. Boxed his face in. And we were like, he lost? How? And that sparked one of the craziest professional tirades that Roy went crazy for the next 20 years. Until the athleticism wore out. We always do the right thing. And some of us pay for it. I just mentioned Shane Mosley. He didn't have to fight Vernon Forrest at that particular time in his career. Y'all know, so some of y'all don't. Shane Mosley did not have to fight Vernon Forrest. Nobody was checking for Vernon. And if I missed you in the chat, just know that I love you. I just got to cook right now. But he did, and it didn't work out for Shane. But, I applauded Shane. I said, man, he ain't had to do none of that. Nobody was checking for Vernon Forrest. But he did it. Listen, man, nobody was checking for Antonio Tarver. But Antonio did the right thing. He was showing up to the fights, calling them out. Man, ain't no one was checking for Antonio Tarver. Guess what? Roy could have retired. Listen, y'all. Listen. Roy, after he beat John Ruiz and won the world title, he could have retired right there and said, I've done everything I needed to do. This is all I wanted to do. I don't care. Antonio Tarver, I believe he was there. Matter of fact, he was there. Called him out at the press conference. Got under Roy's skin. You know what Roy could have done? He could have said, man, nobody cares about you. Ain't nobody checking for you. Look at what I've done. And held up the belt and said, yo, good luck. I'm retired. And he'd have walked off into the sunset and nobody would have said a word. And you know what we would more than likely would have been saying right now? Man, Roy would have beat that guy, Antonio Tarver. What are you talking about? Roy would have beat him. Because that would have been the idea behind it. Yeah. That's Roy Jones. That's Roy Jones. He'd have beat him. But Roy, being the competitor that he is, we know what happened. You know what happened? My thing is, Roy didn't have to do it, but he did it. He did it. Now here's my question. You had Shane Mosley. Did something that he didn't have to do, but he did it. Went up to Fort Wink. He fought Winky Wright. Didn't work out for him. Fought him twice. Didn't have to do that. You know what I mean? Roy and Antonio Tarver. Fought him 3 times. Didn't have to do that. He did it. I can go on and on and on about fighters doing things that they didn't have to do, but they did it. Damn. And I'm looking at Canelo. I want to know, are you that much of a Canelo fan that you're going to celebrate this? There's a reason why I stopped supporting this guy, man. I saw this coming. I said, you know what? I can't do it anymore, man. Nobody, listen, man, and I say this with the utmost respect. This isn't a shot at Edgar Berlanga. But when you look at the landscape, how do you not fight David Benavidez? And here's the thing. Here's what he said. All David Benavidez has to bring to the table is an extra 20 pounds. He said that out loud, y'all. As if this guy didn't knock out Sergey Kovalev at 175. As if this guy didn't fight Dmitry Bivol. What is your problem with David Benavidez? Oh, okay. And this is why I say on the highest mountain in the world, David Benavidez not only beats Canelo Alvarez, he punishes him and makes him quit. If he gets out the round and he's getting punished, he quits in the corner. And that's it. And anybody that disagrees, my response to you is, good, make the fight. Tell your man to make the fight. Make me a believer. We've seen some ducks in the sport of boxing. I don't think I've seen this. I don't think I've seen this duck. I'm trying to think. Have y'all seen a duck like this, like ever? Where he says, yo, hell no, I'm not doing it. And y'all can't make me. And this is why. He just said that, really, man? All he has to offer is an additional 20 pounds. I said, yo, wait a minute. Was he supposed to say that out loud? Have y'all seen a duck this bad? Okay, Teofimo Lopez running around the world, jumping out divisions to escape Devin Haney. But I think this is worse because Tio admitted that there was a play involved with the WBO and the WBC. I mean, that was comical. I say, he really said that out loud? Okay, you're a coward. This right here? Come on, man. Listen, let's run down and salute to the OG, Mr. Mont, in that super chat. Much love. Let's run down Canelo. Let's walk it down. Let's walk it down. Canelo, I used to support this kid. I don't want anyone. Yeah, AJ Duck and Wilder. That's crazy too. That's. Yeah. This is like. Is that worse? You know why I'm going to say this is worse? For now, you know why I'm going to say this is worse? Because this is the guy he's doing this in our face, and they consider him the face of boxing. This is bad. This is bad. Yeah, well, there's a lot of, maybe, hey, Stormy, maybe you and I need to do a duck show on a Sunday. All-time ducks and rank them. Because this right here, I mean, as it pertains to this era, I would say Anthony Joshua and Canelo, they right there, bro. I'll throw Teofimo in there. Whoa, this is bad. My God, this is bad. Yeah, the 50 million duck, that was crazy. That was crazy. Let me get 50 million. Check your email. I ain't gonna sell my soul. That was bad. That was bad. And shout out to BFTB. Did y'all see that video a couple of days ago? I'm like, is this dude singing DuckTales? That was messed up because I was driving to work and then it came. I heard the beat. I said, okay. And then he started singing. I was like, chill. If I If that wasn't a red light, I'd have crashed, man. That was insane. Chill, this is serious. This is serious. Yeah, man, 150 mil. He wanted 150 mil to fight David Benavidez. I've never heard. This dude is can we say he's afraid? We can say he's afraid. Canelo's afraid, man. He's afraid. He's afraid. There's nothing a Canelo fan can say. All right, let me take you through the motions, okay? I used to be a Canelo supporter. All right? I watched him grow as a fighter. I watched the fight when he fought Miguel Cotto's brother, and he got rocked. He showed heart. He kept his head. He was hurt. I watched him reset, and I said, okay. I said, this kid is good. He didn't panic. He didn't take a strategic knee. I said, I like that. That was good. And I watched him grow. Sometime later, he strings together some good wins, and Floyd Mayweather and him start getting mentioned in the same sentence. And I remember on ESPN, Stephen A. Snitch, he said, I don't like this. I don't like this fight for money. And this is when he was doing First Take with Skip Brainless. He said, yeah, I don't like this fight. This is the guy, this is supposed to be number 50 for Floyd. This right here, this kid right here, no, I don't like this. You remember all the buzz leading up to this fight? And I'm like, I was going to work and everyone was like, yo, man, it's passing the torch, he might get Floyd. And I'm like, no, he ain't. No, he ain't. Yo, look how many fights he got. I said, name one opponent that you recognize there. And, when you're dealing with casuals, immediately when you start doing that, they start moving the goalposts. So I said, okay. I said, look. I know it sounds good. And y'all are hearing things on ESPN. I said, what you don't know is that ESPN is not a boxing channel like that. The only person you can listen to on there was Teddy Atlas. I don't even listen to Joe Tessitore. Joe Tessitore was a supreme hater. Joe Tessitore was a super hater. But shout out to him and Teddy Atlas for doing the voiceovers for Fight Night Champion. Still the best boxing game that I've ever played. Floyd gets in the ring with this kid, and I knew from round one, I said, man, fight's over, bro. Canelo tried to outbox this dude when he should have turned into the older Turagatti. He should have been trying to maul him. Because outbox him, it clearly didn't work out. This dude was punching fresh air. You know what I'm saying? Canelo created air. He could have created air on Mars. Total Recall. You can either defrost the middle of the planet and give it an atmosphere, or send Canelo there so he could just start shadow boxing because he couldn't hit Floyd that night. You remember Total Recall? That type of stuff. But I said, man, Canelo, this is only going to make him better. And he ain't looked back since. It was the passing of the torch. His greatest win was his loss to Floyd Mayweather. Viva Mexico, right? The marketing was ridiculous. He's a European-looking Mexican with red hair. Did I say he was trash? No. This kid can fight. This kid has defense. But here's what happened. Oh yeah, Abel, you're right. That CJ Ross thing, that was insane. But I knew then, when at that decision, I knew then that this kid was going to be a star. If somebody found a way to make that fight a draw or to give Canelo the nod in that fight, you're crazy. You're crazy. There was no part of that fight he won. But whatever. So the legend of Canelo began right there. Now, watching him, and I'm like, all right, this kid is doing pretty good. Then sometime later, enter a man by the name of Gennady Golovkin. Again, this was a guy that I was watching, pause. And I'm saying, okay, yeah, he's a hard hitter. He's from one of those who gives a Effistan countries, Kazakhstan, whatever. That's a borderline between Russia and China, where the people in those towns look like they look Asian, like Bivol. He could either be Russian or a Japanese villain in a Donnie Yen movie, whatever. And I said, okay, this Triple G dude, he's shaping up to be pretty good in that ring. And then they did what they always do. You know what they did. They start comparing him to past fighters. Then they start beating us in the head, talking about, yeah, man, he's on the cusp of doing something special. I see shades of Marvin Hagler in him. I said, there it is. There you go. They're gonna make me hate this guy, and they didn't waste any time. In about a year, they made me hate him. They did HBO, never mentioned Triple G without mentioning Marvin Hagler, and oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. They said he put together a win streak that was better than Hagler's. I said, his win streak doesn't even compare to Bernard Hopkins. What are you talking about? Why are you talking to these people, man? And then I realized they all talking to casuals. Because I wasn't doing content back then, but I'm like, yo, I was going to different YouTube channels. 78 was one of them. It was like, yo, he didn't, wait a minute, you could look this stuff up. But I got to go to work and listen to these people. Yo, man, that guy Triple G, he's on some Hagler level. I said, no, he's not. And I have to tell them, pick up your phone. Go to Google. Let me show you something. Count this. Count from here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I have to educate them. I say, yo, this is what it is. And they're like, hey, man, then why is ESPN saying this? Why is HBO? I said, because he's white. They be like, yo, come on, man. I said, yo, you tell me why they saying this. They're trying to market this guy. And they're talking to guys like you who don't know any better, and you hear something, and then you come to work and ask me my opinion on this dude. I'm like, yo, man, he ain't no Hagler. Oh, well, he got a win streak like that. Yeah, prove it. And you're repeating what Jim Lampley told you. And I just made you pick up your phone, and I showed you through BoxRec. Count from right here. Now go to Hagler's BoxRec. Count. This is where he picked up a title. Where is Triple G's John the Beast Mugabe? It don't exist. Stop. HBO literally killed itself due to its racism, and people will never admit that. They literally killed themselves. That's another show, bro. That's another show. They literally destroyed themselves. That was their own doing. They lost an entire audience. They tried to bring over these Europeans. I watched them market the Klitschko's, beat us in the head with them. Triple G, Vasily Lomachenko. I listened to Jim Lampley try and say these guys' last name like how they say it in their country. He was no longer saying Vitaly Klitschko. Vitaly Klitschko. Vitaly Klitschko. I was like, why is he saying it like that? I said, oh, every time I turn around, they're marketing these dudes. Meanwhile, you had Sugar Shane Mosley. You had Floyd Mayweather Jr. You had Bernard Hopkins. And the list goes on and on and on and on. And you saw no value in these dudes. You got these Europeans. And then what happened? Vladimir was so boring He stopped fighting in the States for a long time. He was fighting in Germany. Sold out crowds over there, but ain't nobody over here was watching that. Y'all killed yourselves. And y'all didn't care. HBO boxing is gone, not because it was a lack of fans. If anything, fans went up. Because right when the PBC started to take off, HBO disappeared. That's not a coincidence. You got this old Frankenstein-looking dude talking about he was going to kick Floyd's behind. If I was younger, I'd kick your A. You got the face of boxing on your network, and you're doing that. After the Victim Ortiz match, you saw what that dude did. You saw what he did. And that's why the fight ended the way it ended. He started it. Floyd was whooping his behind from the first bell. That was the fastest we ever saw Floyd start. I said, oh, Floyd gonna knock him out. Oh, Floyd turned to pretty boy Floyd that fight. He wasn't shoulder rolling and, being defensive. No. Victor Ortiz told him, I'm gonna whoop you like Chavez did your uncle. And Floyd smiled at him. I said, uh-oh. He took that personal. And from bell one, he was lumping up Victor's eye, and his eye started to swell. From the first bell. I said, Floyd trying to knock him out, bro. And then he hits him with a WWE headbutt. I was like, yo. That's not within the guidelines of the rules. What was in the guidelines of the rules is Joe Cortez said, fight. Not going for a fourth hug. And he pieced him up. Game over. Man, I had a ball when I went to work that Monday. I laughed and I smiled because everybody in my locker room, last names Ramirez, Martinez, Gutierrez, they all was rooting against Floyd. I know what time it is. And I came in the locker room, I was like, money! And I was like, aye! Yeah, exactly. Oh, you gonna justify that? Yeah, I said, I bet you laughed when he hit him with that headbutt though. And they smirked. Exactly. I bet you wherever you was, y'all were drinking on your Tecate and y'all applauded that, right? Right. Everything was cool until he got pieced up. Right. I know what I'm dealing with, man. I know what I'm dealing with. I worked with Dominicans, Puerto Ricans, 2 Argentinians, 1 Venezuelan, and everybody else is Puerto Rican. Whenever a Latin guy fought anybody else, all of them rooted for the Latin guy. And they would come to me, and ask, hey man, what's up with this guy? I'm looking at them like, damn, use Google for what it's for. Why y'all asking me? Who's he fighting? Some African dude. And they want to know about this dude. Man, get out of here. I know what time it is, man. What's understood doesn't need to be explained. You even know why you're rooting this guy. Y'all speak the same language. I know what time it is. God damn. Race is instrumental in this sport. So I look at you brothers. I'll just keep it boxing. Man, shut up, man. Wait till I do this short video with screenshots. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. This ain't the time for that. It's not. Let me be clear. I keep it boxing until that nonsense is brought to me. I keep it boxing until that nonsense is brought to me. I'll say it one more time. I keep it boxing until that nonsense is brought to me. On Oshaki Foster's post, it was brought to us. Everybody's in there bigging him up, and this one Brazilian dude acted out, and I addressed him. Dude went as far as to say, you're not even American. I had to translate it. I said, how do you know I'm speaking English? You have to translate on your end. Not even American. What are you talking about, dude? He brought that energy there. Black fight fans, we never bring that energy. It's never us with that. It's always others. And Canelo is exercising his full privilege. His white skin, his Mexican backing, and his red hair. He's an anomaly. This is Donald Trump behavior. You know, I can stand in the middle of Fifth Avenue and blast somebody and nothing will happen. This guy just told you, I'm not fighting David Benavidez, you can't make me. And y'all ain't gonna do nothing. So this isn't no shade to Edgar Berlanga. In fact, I want him to land, like I said, I want him to land something. Because he can punch. I want him to land something. I want him to go upside Canelo's head, knock off his equilibrium, and he never get his legs back. Because he ain't got no legs anyway. With his bad knee. I'm rooting for Edgar. But let's not act like David Benavidez is not the one that should be in that damn ring. This is sickening, y'all. This is sickening. Sickening. They do it to us every time. Every time. So now back to the history. With me, with Canelo. The Floyd fight happens, and he goes on this win streak. Gennady Golovkin. We was up to Gennady Golovkin. Gennady Golovkin and him start getting mentioned in the same sentence. He was supposed to fight him. Mauricio Sillyman says, okay, Triple G's up. He said, F you, watch this. Take this belt. Y'all remember he dumped the belt? Now, I was on Facebook at the time. Do y'all know? Because I was saying, man, he gonna style on Gennady Golovkin. Because by then I was done with Golovkin because there was too many Marvin Hagler comparisons, and it was making me sick. So I was done. Then come to find out, all right, when they started getting mentioned in the same sentence, I thought that we was close to the fight. And I said, man, Canelo gonna school this dude. Canelo's gonna school this dude. I said, watch. And then he dumps the belt. Do y'all know what I had to deal with when I got on Facebook? Do y'all know what I had to deal, bro? And you know what? It wasn't even trolling. You know why? You know why it wasn't even trolling? Because it was a fact, y'all. As soon as I turned my phone, I was like, no, you got to explain this. And I said, I can't, and I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna. I don't know why listen, I don't know why he did it, but I'm not gonna tell y'all that y'all wrong for calling him scared because he's supposed to take this fight. And that's it. I'm not gonna go back and forth. I'm not gonna do that. Yo, why he ducking? Why he ducking? I said, I don't know. I don't know. I think he beats him. Maybe I have more faith in his abilities than he does. I said, I can't explain this. I said, I'm not going to, nope. You ain't going to hear a word from me about this. I said, this is crazy. They thought I was going to go back and forth. I said, no. There was a couple of dudes in there. Oh, well, you got to understand, business. I said, I'm not on that type of time. And I wasn't even doing content back then. I never, ever, 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 ever liked dealing with the business side of boxing. But it's a reality. And that's what I was saying at the top of the show. The business of boxing has turned off so many great athletes. Man, I had Randall Bailey on here, and I asked him, I said, you don't miss getting in the ring and the competition, maybe the money? He said, nope. I'd rather work a 9 to 5 so I know where my money's coming from. Remember that? The business turned him off. You know how many fighters walked away from this thing like, man, F this. I don't want to deal with it no more. You know how many fighters we could have gotten? And once they turned pro, and they're like, wait a minute. I got to do this, I got to do that. But this guy over here, you know, I knocked him out with a jab like 3 times in the amateurs? How is he fighting on undercards? You know I'll kill him? Watch this. Goes up to him and like, yo, what's up, man? Holds up his hand and he flinches like he's Debo. Like, you see that? This is the hand I knocked him out with 3 times in the amateurs with a jab. But he's getting $500,000 fighting on so-and-so's undercard? We started our career at the same time. How's he over here and I'm over there? But he's been in the offices already. He may speak the same language as Mauricio Suleiman. I don't know. Maybe he was in the PBC offices, Favors for Flavors. I don't know. There's a lot of that going on. I don't know. So when this guy's putting in work, you turn around, he got 25 wins, 22 knockouts, and you only seen him in the opening card on Pro Box twice. Like things like that. He's clearly the goods, but now he's getting old. And some of these dudes, they just say, you know what, I'm done, man. I'm done. I'm gonna use my degree. Did y'all know Juan Diaz, the baby bull, who's an HBO fighter, Mexican-American kid, had 2 classic fights with Juan Manuel Marquez? You know he has I think he has a law degree. He don't fight no more, but he had another career in law, I believe. I think that was one of the, man, that was the greatest thing I ever heard. I said, wait a minute, he's in law? I said, something like that. Go look it up, something like that. I think he had like a law degree. The kid had a degree. I said, man, F this, I'm out. I don't need to be doing this. Calvin Brock. He's a banker by trade. You remember him, the boxing banker, heavyweight? Said, F this, I don't need this. They brought him along just to lose to Klitschko. And I think, I don't know if that was his last fight, but that was the last we saw of him on TV that I saw. I said, man, F this. I touched some M's, bought some houses, or whatever it is he did, I don't know. I think Kirk Johnson told me he's doing fine. And that's it. I don't even think he's on social media. He just doesn't, he don't deal with this no more. And there's a lot of fighters that could have been. They said, man, once I got to a certain place in boxing, the business took over. And that kid that went to the gym that got fascinated with a speed bag or a heavy bag or shadow boxing, they killed that kid on the inside. That's what they did. So when I'm looking at Benavidez, they're trying to kill that kid that fell in love with the sport. Benavidez used to be a chunky, pudgy little boy. Boxing got him in shape. Boxing pretty much saves these guys' lives. What would Edgar Berlanga be doing if he wasn't fighting? So, he ain't gonna duck this fight, and I'm rooting for him. But if you're looking for fairness, don't look towards any sport. Because life ain't fair. This sport's not fair. 88 Sports talking that super chat. He says HBO, the buildup of the Chocolatito was crazy. As soon as dude fought somebody with a heartbeat, he got destroyed. Man, nobody knew. What was that dude's name? He's that Thai boxing looking dude, the Asian dude. What was his name? He slept him bad. He slept him bad. I thought he killed him. But HBO, listen. Let's keep it above. Nobody was checking for Chocolatito, and this is no disrespect. But forgive me, I don't pay attention to those super small weights. Once you go past like I guess featherweight, anything below featherweight, I don't know what's going on. Strawweight, those dudes be like 104 pounds. What grown man stops growing at 104 pounds? Whatever. Forgive me. I think once you get below featherweight, I just like those dudes, those grown men look like children in the ring. I don't know. And it's, a lot of those dudes be nice. I'm sorry, they don't get much airtime. I don't know who they are. So Chocolatito, according to what HBO said, he has some super resume. I said, okay. And then the one time I watched him, he gets slept badly. I said, well, this was the guy that y'all have ranked ahead of how many black fighters? They had him ranked ahead of Andre Ward, Errol Spence. They had him ranked ahead of all these guys. Whatever, man. It was crazy. Todd French in that Super Chat salute, he said Bone Crusher Smith had 2 degrees as well. Cook, I'm on a job. 2 degrees. I said, man, I don't need this crap. This is crazy. Sarung Basai, that's the guy. Slept him. Beat him twice. So getting back to the history with Canelo, he dumps the belt, and you know, I didn't go back and forth with people. I felt stupid. I'm like, man, I think he washes Triple G. I'm wondering why he didn't take this fight. Is he letting it build? And that's another thing I cannot stand. Go, let the fight build, let it marinate. You got people on social media talking like business people that got like it's a fantasy league. There's a boxing fantasy league. Oh, let the fight marinate. He could fight him in 2 years. I'm like, man, he could lose in 2 years. Stop acting like there's somebody in the rankings that can't land something on him. He's supposed to wash everybody for 2 years and then fight Canelo, or vice versa. What did we see when he got in there with Derevyanchenko? We were like, oh man, I think he lost that. See what I'm saying? Anything can happen. Y'all remember Amir Imam? Where is he? He was highly touted. We was watching him, and bing. Where is he? That's a real question. Where is he? It takes just one bad outing, or you can have a bad outing with a win, which is what happened to Triple G, or you can have a bad outing and lose, and it'll be over with. I'm watching fans argue. Nah, let it marinate. Let what marinate? That? You gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me. We're really talking like this? Is there a fantasy league where y'all winning money, or what's happening? What do we get by allowing these guys to avoid their top competition? As supporters of the sport, what do we get? Floyd Mayweather had you guys well trained. I've never seen an era of fans like this. I don't identify with any of this. Letting the fight marinate, man. I want people to fight like tomorrow. That's why I shout out Turk Al-Sheikh. He got a deep bag, and he says, no. I don't care about your rankings. I don't care about whatever belt you got. You come to Saudi, I got money for you. You don't even have to fight for a belt. We can make a belt to give the winner. Y'all fan bases are at war right now. Come to Saudi and fight. The WBA, the WBC, the IBF, the WBO, they can say, hey man, you ain't fighting for our belts. Does it matter? What did you make your last fight? Oh, I made $7 million. Well, I'm trying to give you 70. Oh, we're going to strip you. Okay. Let them take that belt. I will design a belt for you. Plus, as soon as you touch down, we will wire you $70 million. How about that? We just want you to fight your contemporary. Let them take the belt. They make the number 1 and number 2. They make you mandatory, or in the number 1 fight, you go back and you get it. What are they going to do? Tell you no? You going to say no to this $70 million? It's about bread, right? Turk, according to what our brother Blue Blood said, Turk says if AJ could knock out Daniel Dubois in 5 rounds, something like that, he got $900 million for him? What? Imagine. They say, yo, Turk says I got 900 mil. For you, man, please. Turk could hit me up and say, I got 10 million for you to fight whoever. I'm like, all right, y'all. Next time y'all hear me talk after this date, I might be on here, freaky deaky. But y'all know my family well taken care of. So don't laugh too hard. I'm sold. I'll be like, word, yeah, okay, give me 3 months. I need to train. Who am I fighting? I don't care who it is. Who am I fighting? As long as y'all don't do no weird stuff like throw me in a cage with a lion, like an actual animal, I don't care who it is. 10 milli? Who is it? Here's where the negotiation comes in. You're paying me 10 mil? Fine. I need you to throw Stormy 3 mil so he can retire and I can retire and we can have a full camp. I need Kano in my corner. I need KG as my cut man. I need Ack work in my corner. Pay those guys and we good. That's the 401k right there. We good. Sit. And we on. I don't care who I'm fighting. We good. Who the hell needs a W? And see, this is what I'm saying. Turk Al-Sheikh has silenced. He has silenced the sanctioning bodies. Word up, I'm giving everybody in the LDBC work. I don't care who I'm fighting. 10 million? And I don't care who it is. They're going to know they're going to be in a fight. I'm going to land something. I'm telling you. I'm going to land something. F out of here. Anyway. Didn't Turk try to throw money at Benavidez and Canelo? Yeah, bro, you gotta watch the water. This is what I'm saying. So, exactly, depending on who it is, I'd fight Dillian White. I dead ass would do it. I'm not saying I'll win. He'll know he's in the fight. Somebody gonna get hurt. I know I'll be in better shape than him, and I know he won't be juiced up. I can fight. I can fight. I'm good. Yep. No juice. I might get him. I might. No juice, I might get him. He is a pro. I'm not. But no juice, I might get him. Who knows? Anyway. We could dream, can't we? So this fool, ducks Gennady Golovkin. And I got to hear it. But I ain't standing in the pocket for him at all. I ain't standing in the pocket for him at all. I didn't. I said, I don't understand this, whatever. So fast forward, eventually they fight. And it was a draw. Now, I rate defense. I'm good with the draw. And that was a whole argument on Facebook. And it was all over social media. Triple G got robbed. Close fights are not robberies. It was a close fight. I'll take a draw. If you felt Triple G won, I say he won the drama of the fight. If you want to say Canelo won, I'll take that too. I said, well, they obviously got to run it back. And here's where it got ridiculous. PM's asking, what do you think there should be a max weight limit for the heavyweight division? I remember Emmanuel Stewart saying they needed to implement a super heavyweight division. That's debatable. They tried to implement a cruiserweight division. I mean, not a cruiserweight. You know, there's a cruiserweight division. What am I talking about? They had the whatever the hell it is. You know, whatever they did, man. It's all politics. I know. The Bridgerweight. I know that the Bridgerweight division. Mauricio Sillyman tried to implement that to stop Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury fighting. That's what he tried to do. And he tried to make that weight 215 to like 2 something. I forgot. And I remember I did a video where there was a Asian guy that was a champion. He had a WBC green belt. Somewhere, I think he was Japanese or something. And he was a champion. And I said, man, they're gonna try and put Deontay in the ring with this dude. Deontay gonna knock the hell out of this dude and be a champion. And he's gonna be the face of the Bridgerweight division. I said, man, and I don't know what happened to it. But I was so glad they didn't force that issue, because when Deontay trolled and said, man, I can't get no fights here, I'm gonna go down to cruiserweight. I was on Facebook when he said that. People went crazy. Oh, he's trying to knock out guys that are lighter than him. I said, y'all always say he's light in the ass. Y'all said he should be fighting at light heavyweight. Now he's talking about going to cruiserweight. Y'all crying. Y'all crying. Yeah, stop crying, man. That man can do no right to y'all. Before y'all. Anyway. Crazy stuff, man. Well, anyway, so Canelo goes into the rematch with Triple G, and let me accelerate this. He goes into the rematch with Triple G, and then the drug thing comes about. All right, now he beat him in the rematch, right? And I thought that Canelo, like, he schooled him in the rematch, but then he popped after that. You remember Canelo saying, there'll never be a third fight. It's out my system. I'm good. I don't need to do it anymore. And then we was talking about, what about Andrade? And, get that out of here, man. Remember all of that? We wanted him to fight Andrade, and then the two Charlos, Andrade, and a rematch with Lara would have been nice. But enter David Benavidez. And I clearly remember saying, yo, man, this kid's been around the whole time. And then everyone kept saying, hey, man, I don't have no faith in David Benavidez, because he a drug addict. He's overweight. And he loses belts on the scale. I said, okay. Drug addict, huh? Your man popped dirty and lied about it. Touche. At least David was on recreational drugs. I mean, that's not good. But this dude was getting an athletic edge. We don't even know if he was clean when he fought Triple G now. Touche. Fight this guy. And all I kept hearing and reading was excuses. Not the fight. He didn't deserve it. Who did he fight? Whatever. Blah, 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 blah. All of these excuses that you make for your favorite guy, it always comes back to bite them. It always does. No matter what happens, it always does. 100%. Who's he fought? Well, crap, I don't know. Who did James Kirkland fight to get a Canelo payday? Didn't he go to Europe and beat up Beefy? Didn't he? I swore he did.
Beefy.
Went straight to Europe and broke Beefy's arm, didn't he?
Beefy.
Remember that?
Beefy.
What did he do to get a Canelo fight? So when y'all start talking about, oh, what this guy ain't do nothing, man, please look at Canelo's record. There's a lot of people. What did Amir Khan do to get a Canelo payday? What did he do? And that fight ended exactly how we knew it was going to end. We knew that was going to happen. Oh, racking up points. He's winning rounds, and oops. I saw it coming. I said, he's setting him up, man. He's throwing too many punches on the inside. He's getting too happy. He's fast. But he's throwing 4-punch combinations. He need to keep it to 1 or 2. Jab, in, out, jab, in and out. 1, 2, in, out, jab, 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 in, out. 1, 2, 3, get out, get out. He got too happy on the inside, 1 feint, and he got slept. We knew that was going to happen. It ended just like we knew. We was like, yo, Canelo by savage KO. Amir Khan looked like he was deceased. Canelo went down and kneeled next to him. You saw that? I was like, oh man, I hope he's all right. He woke up and said, oh, is the money in my account? Oh, I'm fine. And that dude popped dirty. It was suspended for 2 years. You want to talk to me about David Benavidez's recreational drug use now? You fought Amir Khan. I got a 2-year ban. So throw that drug cheat analogy out the window. Get rid of that. You fought Amir Khan, bro, and got full credit for that. So I don't want to hear anything about David Benavidez and cocaine. Stop. I don't want to hear it. What's the next excuse? He hasn't done enough? We already debunked that. What's the next excuse? He only brings an additional 20 pounds. You went up to 175 to fight Sergey Kovalev, and you knocked him out. And as a matter of fact, on fight night, you looked way heavier than 175, man. Canelo was like about 200 pounds, man. He took off his robe. He looked like a silverback gorilla. And he had back knee. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Get out of here, man. Went back down to 168. You fought Caleb Plant. Gave you full credit for that. I gave you full credit for that. Then you go try and fight Bivol. And he schooled you. Absolutely schooled you. And you was not 175 on fight night that night either. You was probably like 180, 190. Stop this nonsense. And this is what I'm saying. He spent so much time avoiding David Benavidez, right? Doing everything around it. And I tell these dudes, first of all, letting fights marinate, that's not for fans to say. That's not a conversation for us to entertain. That's number one. Number two, when you do that, there's an element of danger. Either one of those fighters could get stopped. They could lose one. They could lose a close decision. They could have a bad outing. They could get knocked out. I just told you. I gave you an example. Triple G fought Derevyanchenko, and people was like, yo, I think he lost that fight. That could happen. Y'all remember we were just talking about Chocolatito. I didn't know what the hell a Sorung Basai was. But Chocolatito knows. Smoked badly. This guy was number 1 pound for pound on the ESPN list, right? Not anymore. And the longer you wait, the worse it gets. You think there ain't guys in the top 20 that are coming up that's going to give Canelo problems? Enter David Morrell, the Cuban. So now you got 2. Enter Christian and Billy. Now I'm not even talking about that. Who's the other Cuban dude? William Skull? That's his name? He's a problem. It's William Skull, right? The other Cuban dude? Am I right on that? Chad, am I right on that? Skull? Shark-infested water. Yeah, you're right, Stormy. Sorung Basai got stretched by Bam Rodriguez. Yeah, Skull, that's the kid. So why are we acting like there weren't other options? And what does he do? He digs deep into the sanctioning bodies and grabs a Puerto Rican because he think that this is going to be a cakewalk for him, and he's selling off the Mexican and Puerto Rican rivalry. And he might have made a mistake, because I hear everybody thinking that, you know, Berlanga's going to bull rush him. He might not do that. First of all, let me look up something. Let me look up something real quick. Hold on a minute. Let me bring something to y'all attention. It might not make a difference. Did y'all know that Edgar Berlanga is 6'1"? Canelo is 5'7". When I was with Thomas, remember we went to the presser at the Garden? Canelo versus Triple G. Remember we went there? Remember we went to, that was 35th Street when Canelo got out the limo? I have the video. I got to find it. Canelo walked right past me. Dude's a midget to me. I'm 6'2". Berlanga's an inch shorter than me. Now look. Look, man. What does Berlanga have going for himself? Youth, height, reach, and I don't know, Canelo might not put that rehydration on him because he might not think it matters. Now, what if Edgar goes down there and doesn't bull rush him and he starts using his reach and putting that stick in his forehead, hitting him in the shoulder, keep making Canelo reset? See, Jaime Munguia went in there and, you know, he fought like a Mexican, like how people say Mexicans fight. All cojones, all heart, limited defense. I guess they say that's Mexicans. I guess that's what they say. I don't agree with it. But whatever. What if, y'all? 6'1" versus 5'7". I'm telling you, this might not be what you think. This might be a cherry pick going wrong. And I hope it is. Because we need to get Canelo the F up out of here. Because you know what now look, I'm going to say this. And Lord knows there's been a ton of fighters that have totally disappointed me. But I'm going to try and speak this into existence. I think that Edgar would actually fight Berlanga. Edgar would actually fight Benavidez or Morrell. I think so. Now, I've said this before, and Teofimo Lopez, I'll just say that. Todd French back in that super chat. He says 6 foot with a natural born supernatural vampire. Y'all remember he bit that? He bit that dude. Berlangula. Oh, man. That was bad, man. That was bad. Yeah, Adam. Yeah, Bivol was a cherry pick going wrong. He went up there and tried to get that belt, knowing he was supposed to go up there and fight Beterbiev, but he knows what happens when he fights Beterbiev. Listen, here before Beterbiev was going to knock Canelo out. He was going to knock him out. I bet you what he was going to do to Beterbiev, he was if Beterbiev was the only option, he'd have probably tried to say, okay, let me fight you at 170 on fight night. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. So he said, let me fight Bivol. At least I won't get knocked out. And he got styled on. So I'm like, man, why are we acting like we never saw Canelo, you know, lose before? We've seen this before. I don't know why he's on this pedestal. Poop or get off the pot. I'm good if he retires right now. Really, I was good if he retired 2 fights ago. I was good if he retired after he beat Caleb Plant. Go out like that. Because now you have 4 responsibilities. And he's not taking care of any of them. Berlanga is not his responsibility yet, man. You got Benavidez, you got Morrell, Christian and Billy. And I'm not undermining Edgar Berlanga, but it's like, yo, it's obvious what you're doing, kid. It's obvious what you're doing. What he's trying to do, and let me talk to the Puerto Rican fans for a second. You know, this is why y'all should be offended. He's trying to bully the kid. He's trying to bully the new kid that just got to the school. He's trying to bully the new kid. The kid that has a reputation of being the big shot in the school. He got a bunch of people around him for what reasons you can't explain. Edgar's a new kid on the block. You kind of don't know him. And he's testing him right now. And if he whoops his ass, you know, that's good for Edgar. But the general idea is that the popular kid is gonna put the beats on Edgar. Canelo thinks that you easy work, man. I can't wait to see the odds against Edgar. It's gonna be like plus 8 million. Y'all go check with Southern T. It's gonna be ridiculous. But this fight might not turn out how you think. Canelo was the favorite going in against Bivol. And look what happened. Exactly, Queen. This is just ridiculous. And what I'm saying is Canelo has a history of doing this nonsense. We don't know if he cheated Triple G. Then he told us, I'm not fighting Triple G anymore. It's out my system. Went up to 175, lost to Bivol, came back and fought Triple G a 3rd time. And we was like, hold on. Forget that. Benavidez. We've been saying Benavidez for like 3 years now. And then he finally said, damn, minus 1100? Jeez. And then we turn around. Now, here we are. He finally just said it. In other words, he's a coward. Let me tell you, ESPN spent at least 4 years calling Floyd Mayweather Jr. a coward. They didn't say anything about the games that Top Rank was pulling, the contradictions from Bob Arum, because he has a working relationship with ESPN. Skip Brainless and everybody else ripping Floyd, calling him a coward. They did that for 4 years. But we knew the truth. They're not even doing that with Canelo. But Stephen A. Snitch could call Deontay dumb. You see what I'm saying? This is crazy, man. This is absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. Where's everyone screaming justice for David Benavidez? You know when Canelo will be ready to fight them? When David Benavidez and David Morrell pull a Tarver Glencoff Johnson move. Y'all remember that? They had to put business aside. They couldn't get a fight. Roy wasn't rematching Glenn Johnson. Antonio Tarver, at that point, he beat Roy, I think, twice by then. Yeah, he did. He beat Roy twice. But there was really nothing for him to do at that point. So I don't really remember exactly. I think somebody had to vacate a belt or something. Something happened. But they put business aside just so they could fight. So David Morrell will end up fighting David Benavidez. And they're going to fight. And if they dog and beat each other up and have a classic, somebody eye hanging out the side of their head, and then Canelo will come along and say, no, I'll fight you now. You be ready in 2 months. Arriba! And if either one says, hey, man, look, I need about 6 months to heal from this, then they're going to start calling them ducks. Oh, now they want to fight. Oh, they don't want to fight now. Oh, what happened? Oh, you a duck? Nope. That's why I say, man, this Canelo stuff, nobody. And I know it's easier said than done. Berlanga's going to take this fight because it's going to be his biggest payday. It might be the biggest one he'll be getting in the rest of his career. You don't, like, duck this. So I understand him taking it. Plus, he's not going to go in there and lay down. So there's always that chance, and I'm rooting for him. But all these guys that are established, I mean, David Benavidez, forget Canelo, bro. Forget Canelo. He told you no. Forget him. I'm even saying the same thing about Bud. He already downplayed you. If I beat Bud, he's smaller than me. What credit do I get? It's Bud, stupid. But okay, fine. If you can fight Jermell Charlo, you could definitely fight Bud. But whatever, man. Whatever, man. It's all right. Tell these fighters, stop chasing Canelo. Set your own path. Leave that guy alone. He has a ton of marketing behind him, and he has the media, everything is behind him. He got this weird fan base. Whatever, man. Leave that dude alone. He don't deserve Bud. How about that? Bud out here doing the work. Canelo out here getting supported by the machine. Todd French in that super chat, much love. He says, them Transylvania boxers having hands, teeth. Man. I think Terence Crawford beats him, man. Especially at this point. I think Terence Crawford beats him. Terence Crawford, because he matter, which y'all don't know, which y'all not paid attention to. First of all, him and Bud, I think Bud, ain't him and Bud the same height? Bud might be a little tall. I know he got a longer reach, and Bud is stronger than people give him credit for. Canelo won't be drugged up. Canelo don't have as good feet as Bud. And as a matter of fact, let me remind y'all, when the Manny Pacquiao fight was being discussed, well, by the fans, Bob Arum said, I didn't make the fight because I know how it ends. Manny's a nice guy, which means he saw value in Manny Pacquiao's friendship and safety than the prodigy that he had in Bud Crawford. So he killed the fight. He literally said, I killed the fight. And then when they went to Freddie Roach said, I didn't like that fight because he presents a Floyd Mayweather type of style, which means that Manny Pacquiao would have had not only a problem fighting boxing with Bud, he'd had a problem fighting Bud because Bud would have tapped him up. And Bud is bigger than Manny, and Manny was no longer on those pegs. So Bud would have knocked Manny out, and they knew that. Bob Arum knew it, Freddie Roach knew it. And go figure. He had Bud Crawford, who's number one pound for pound, killed the Manny Pacquiao fight, but then says the amount of money I lost on Bud, I could have bought a house in Beverly Hills. Can't win for losing, right? Why black fighters insist on going to Top Rank, I will never understand. With all the evidence right there in your face. That's what I'm saying. A lot of us supporters of the sport, we know more than these fighters. You know what that's like? That's like, this is why I say, like, as fans, we're like abused spouses, but we just can't leave the sport alone. That's like call your wife and be like, yo, what's for dinner? She says, oh, you know, some meatloaf, mashed potatoes, gravy, some string beans. Yeah. Okay, great. Then you get home. You see dinner. It's on the plate. It's warm. Right? And you eat the food. And then you go punch your wife in the face. And you're like, what the hell? She's like, why you do that? Well, the plate wasn't the right temperature. I need my food hot. That was just lukewarm. It's ridiculous. The point is you ate. That's the point. Put it in the microwave. The hell? You had the best fighter in the game. You killed a fight that he could have had, a breakout fight that was good for him, and it definitely would have been great for you. And Manny was on his way out the business at that time. So you would rather withhold that fight from Bud. But when Manny decided he was leaving Top Rank, you sent him to Australia to lose to Jeff Horn? I mean, you talk about kamikaze. You would rather crash the plane than to give it over to a black man that can land it? Now back to the where's my dinner chick analogy. That's why I say we're like abused spouses. We see all of this and we come back. When are we going to take a stand? I don't know. This is me taking a stand. That's why I cut this mic on and I tell y'all, I see all of this stuff. There's no reason why Canelo shouldn't be fighting David Benavidez. I'm telling you, he's never going to fight him. David Benavidez should make a career out of clowning this fool. And at this point, you know, you ain't gotta. I mean, if the fight was close, I mean, he could get disrespectful with it. You know how these cats market today, but you know, at this point, because his name is attached to him forever. So at this point, just call him a coward, man. It's like, man, you know, we're not fighting. I'll never. Canelo will never fight me. You know, I want to fight him. I've been chasing him for 3-4 years. The guy does what he wants, and y'all love it. Blame the media, clown the media. Yeah, y'all love him. Y'all love his red hair, and you know the way he speaks English is cute to y'all. It's disgusting to me, you know. But I'll say that I'll beat him up in English and Spanish. He knows what I'm saying. He's a coward, but y'all love him. You need to take that crown off his head and throw it in the ocean with him. The guy's a coward. The guy's a clown. So tell him to get out the way at 168. I got belts to collect. And I fought at 175. I was victorious. I'm drug-free. I don't use any peds. This guy's a coward. Get Canelo out of here. You're going to the Hall of Fame. Go sit down. You're choosing everybody but the people you're supposed to fight. There's me. There's Billy. There's Skull. Come on, man. This is crazy. Who does he pick? The new kid in school. Well, you know what, man? Let's go, Berlanga. Let's go, Edgar, man. Come on, bro. I'm rooting for you out of principle. You're from New York. Shout out to my Boricuas in NYC. You're from New York. So just automatically, I'm Team Berlanga going into this. Now, we want to talk about principle. Out of principle, I'm rocking with Berlanga. Canelo has to lose so he can go away. Once upon a time, I wanted Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Manny Pacquiao to fight each other so they can go away and boxing can go back to normal. To my surprise, boxing got a hell of a lot worse because those two idiots left a lasting scar on the face of boxing. I can't stand it, man. I can't stand it. And Canelo is literally holding 168 hostage, and nobody in old media is saying anything because they love his pale skin and red hair. Well, I, for one, am sick of it. You're going to the Hall of Fame. Get out the way. I need 6'1" with all that reach, Edgar. Box this dude. You don't need to go in the pocket and play tough. Box this dude. You see that face? Don't even bother hitting it. Don't. You know why Bivol went upside his head so many times? You want to know why that happened? Because Canelo figured out he couldn't outbox Bivol. So he took a lot of chances. And he said, okay, he don't have enough pop to knock me out, but I got to land something. I think I could hurt him if I hit him. But Bivol is such a seasoned boxer, he couldn't even do that correctly. So he lost. Cherry pick gone wrong, and I hope this is the same thing. Edgar, you can outbox this guy. Do not hit Canelo in his head. Touch him. Shoulders. Punch him in the guard. Try and go around the guard. He has great head movement. Make him move. Make him move. Watch his feet. Punch with him. Outbox him. Oh yeah, the IBF will strip him. You know what? It's Canelo. Nothing matters, bro. And that sucks, bro. It sucks. This guy could do no wrong. Nothing matters. And nothing else matters. Tired of this, man. Berlanga beats him. Morrell beats him. And Billy beats him. I don't know much about Skull, but I'll just throw him in there. I think Skull beats him, and I think Bud beats him. And what does he do? He fights Berlanga. You coward, man. You a coward. But I'm going to support this fight because I'm rooting for Berlanga. Because he's from New York. And out of principle. Get Canelo the F up out of here. We don't want him around no more. You've done enough. Right now, he's just collecting a check at this point, man. Get out of here, bro. Get out of here. It's a shame what they're doing to Benavidez. But right now, Benavidez, you know, you could maximize your marketability by calling this dude out his name. As long as he's not retired, it's okay. Call him out his name. Call him a coward, Coward Nello. Make your t-shirts. Get disrespectful like how David Hay was doing. The difference is at least Vladimir said, okay, I'll fight you. Canelo will never fight you because he's afraid. So troll him until he retires. He's not your friend. He's not your brother. Because if he was really your brother, he would give you the payday. But he cherry-picked Bivol, and he saw what happened. Hopefully, same thing with Berlanga. Let's go, Edgar. Get it done. Get it done. And I'll see y'all in Atlanta.
Yeah. Zooming through the skies to infinity and beyond, no idea where I'm finna be. Can only hold out for hope of safe landings, but it's in, I'm gonna take what I'm handed. They gawking up at the sky like, it's a bird, it's a plane, oh my god, it's a being up this high, it was always the plan. At the end of the day, it's just me and my gang. It's just me and my gang. At the end of the day, it's just me Monosyllabic sonics written about the subject. Supersonic speed, the way people get on it. Sick of infinitesimal problems, slipping through cracks of my conscience. If this beat was a prison, then I'm a convict. I leave the tracks.
Man, salute to everybody in the Venmo, the Zelle, the Cash App, the Super Chat, man. Love y'all. ATL, I'm excited, man. We up and ready to go. And I see y'all tonight, Pep Talk. Got a lot to discuss. Another black person gunned down. It's not going to stop. What are we going to do about it? We'll talk about it. Bronx on deck.
Move!
Why are you gay?
Who says I'm gay?
You are gay.